So hey guys, I wanted to do a comparison video between the Korbanth V2 done by Parks and the new KROR Crossguard that was just released a few weeks ago. The reason I wanted to do these side by side was to give prospective customers out there, individuals who, why would I say customers, right? We're consumers. So, if you're out there and you're looking at this hilt and you're not 100% happy with the way this hilt came out and you may want to go for this one, hopefully this video can help influence you to make a decision in either way. So, as you can see, first off, this hilt, full disclosure, is not mine. This is my brother's. He had plans to install it, never did, and as you can see, it hasn't really progressed that far. So he hasn't installed the wiring, he hasn't done the KR accuracy hilt or anything of that sort, or modded any of the pieces that were stock on his own. So this is as stock as it gets. If you got the weathering option from Korbanth, this was the saber you would get back in the day. Now, Korbanth is done with Parks. They're not doing anything to collaborating anymore together. They're done. So this hilt is, for all intents and purposes, Korbanth and this hilt are no longer a thing. You can still find these on eBay. I don't even think the Custom Saber Shop carries these anymore, but they might. You may want to check their site and find out. They may be clearing stock, and you may be able to get one of these for a ridiculously low price. That being said, this guy is the new big man on campus. He's install ready. Cal designed this with Francesco at One Replicas to make this of the installable crossguard sabers modeled after Kylo to be the most install friendly. Uses a J-lock system where this lower piece here separates, just twist and lock, similar to the Graflexes. And mods have been made on the Phoenix prop, the the Light, to have a similar J-lock system put in it. So you can see side by side, quillions here are on the KR are thinner. It's not as bulky as this one here, as far as the Korbanth is concerned. Let's see if I put these upright. The quillions are, the steel quillions on this one, on the KR, you can see are just thinner overall and just look the part, whereas this softer aluminum needs more girth so that it maintains rigidity and strength. And if you can see the engines inside these guys, respectively, closer to screen accurate, way closer. There's a mold in here, and you've got an incredible sense of depth and dimension to this insert. Whether it's not really the case here. With this saber, modding has been done on my old V2 before I sold it for the KR. I modded this section here, removed these barriers, and found a 3D print file, 3D file, and got a metal print of it on Shapeways that would mimic this insert. So I had to do some modding, trimming that insert down, again removing these columns here, sanding it smooth, getting it placed, then adding some E6000 to the piece to keep it firmly in place. And then once it was put in, it added a hell of a next stop in dimension to this saber. But thickness, they seem to be about the same as far as the grip. Now, I don't have all the greeblies installed yet, that's coming in time. I'm waiting to get this one, to send this out. I'm waiting to see what different shops will be offering as far as their version of TFA, and see if anybody's going to be a little bit more competitive with Proplicator. The Proplicator, in my opinion, has one of the best looking paint jobs for this saber, and the TFA one is spot on what I imagine when I think of the Kylo Ren saber. So those are the main differences between the hilts. You know, this has someone took this whole saber apart, and it's something like 70 pieces, where this is maybe like less than 15. So there's a lot more attention to detail in here. I'm really satisfied with it. I can see why this one costs as much as it does, why it's being compared to a Phoenix Props Kylo. I've never held a Phoenix Props Kylo. I've seen the pictures. I've seen guys share their images online. They are works of art. Once the paint is on these things, they're gorgeous. They are really, really gorgeous. And this seems closer to that. Don't get me wrong. I loved my V2 when I had it. But the thing about Cal's quality control and the way he captures the essence of some of the sabers that he produces, whether it be this one or his hero, his Luke hero, I would love to see what his Luke V2 looks like in hand. I have his OWK, his Qui-Gon, his Maul. Does a hell of a great job at replicating these props, and his Leia looks great. His Sid looks great. He's giving it a lot of run for its money. You know, so for me, I'm a huge fan of Cal's. If you're a huge fan of Cal's, I think you're gonna love his Crossguard, especially, you know, him and Francesco. I keep tripping up on his name. Him and Francesco seem to be coming out with some hell of a quality designs that are just next level, and then they keep the price down enough so that it's attainable, and I really do appreciate that, and I'm a huge fan of him. Oh, and I also have the thermal detonator. Thermal detonator is probably the reason why this thing was so hard to get. I blame the Adam Savage video that came out that of him building that one-day build of the thermal detonator. I think that releasing and dropping just a few weeks before this one was dropped didn't help any of us. So, you know, I don't want any hate for this, but I think the reason why we got some of that hard, that night was so hard to secure one of his first 100 sabers. I think that Adam Savage video gave him unprecedented levels of exposure, and it's great for the saber community. It's going to take us hopefully to the next level. Yeah, I kind of blame Adam Savage more than the website. At least that's how I sleep at night. So guys, let me know what you think. If you want me to do any other type of close-ups, I don't really think there's much I can do besides flipping the sabers, showing you images. They're close. They're very close. You know, this is not a bad saber. This is just vastly well improved. Yeah. So, you know, if you can get your hands on either and you're doing a Kylo Ren cosplay, or you're just a huge fan of Kylo, this is definitely better than the Black Series. You know, either one. This one's just getting to that next level. And Cal, I think you knocked it out of the park. Congratulations to you and Francesco for doing what you guys keep doing and just constantly pumping out great products. Again, if you guys have any questions, just let me know.